Before I introduce Professor Gross and his lecture, may I first call upon the President of Chiang Mai University, Professor Pongsak Angkasit, to formally start this afternoon proceeding with his opening address, please.
Good afternoon. Mr. David Ross, Mr. Chen is representative from International Physics Prof, Deans of the Faculty of Science, academic colleague, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Chiang Mai University, I would like to extend our warm welcome all of you to the second of this new series of Nobel Laureate Science Lecture. We are very proud and privileged to host this lecture series, which will provide us with a unique opportunity to be able to listen and learn from some of the world's most distinguished scientists. Professor David Cross from the Institute of Theoretical Physics, University of California, was the Nobel Prize Laureate for Physics in the year 2004. And we are deeply honored to have him with us here today to receive the ultimate accolade with the Nobel Prize recognition, not only academic excellence in research, but also the benefit that the research brings to society as a whole. This is certainly true in the case of Professor Cross' work, and his lecture today should serve us as an inspiration to us all. I would like to take this opportunity to express our gratitude to the International Peace Foundation and the Thai Area International, without whose support today's lecture would not be possible. Also to thank Dean and his colleagues in the Faculty of Science for the time and energy to have them contribute to organize and hosting this event. Also, David Cross, our most sincere thanks and appreciation to you for honoring us with your presence, and I trust that the memory of you take with you on this lecture and our city will hasten your return in the not too distant future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the President of Chiang Mai University. May I now invite the President once again to present a token of appreciation to Professor Gross and Mrs. Gross and Mr. Heckman. You all be in the front to take the group photo, please. Sorry. One more time. Thank you very much. And thank you, Professor Pongsak Angkasit, the President of Chiang Mai University, for the opening address. At mentioned earlier, this new series of Nobel Laureate Science lectures is hosted through the International Peace Foundation. Therefore, I call upon Mr. Yanis Heckman, the representative of the International Peace Foundation, to introduce this series Nobel Laureate Science lectures.
And welcome to the third ASEAN series of Bridges, Dialogues Towards a Culture of Peace. Bridges is facilitated by the International Peace Foundation, a non-political and non-religious foundation under the common patronage of 21 Nobel Peace Prize laureates based in Vienna. The events are hosted in cooperation with various local partners, including some of the country's major universities. Having started in November 2009, Bridges will be continuously held in Thailand, Cambodia and the Philippines until April 2010, involving the participation of Nobel Laureates and other eminent keynote speakers. The third ASEAN series of Bridges is an independent contribution to the Decade for a Culture of Peace and Non-Violence, initiated and promoted by the United Nations General Assembly. The pluralistic program of Bridges highlights the International Peace Foundation's intercultural and transdisciplinary approach towards peace. The foundation doesn't take sides, but acts as a mediator by creating an independent platform for dialogue where representatives of science, culture, politics, economy, religion, the media and the youth can meet, share their viewpoints, listen to each other, and find mutual ways of understanding and cooperation. And therefore, the foundation itself is a bridge and a facilitator between different language groups in our divided societies, where politicians speak another language than artists, and business and religious leaders another one than scientists. In a highly interdependent world, problems cannot only be solved by one of these language groups, but by finding ways of working together. After the success of Bridges in Thailand, the Philippines and Malaysia, the International Peace Foundation has now been invited by other ASEAN countries to build further bridges towards peace and international understanding by expanding its program in Southeast Asia to stimulate the intellectual, scientific and cultural exchange in the region. The topics of the ongoing events deal with the overall theme of building a culture of peace and development in a globalized world, and with a wide range of issues in the field of politics, economy, science, culture and the media. And they especially highlight the challenges of both globalization and regionalism and its impact on development and international cooperation. The aim of Bridges is to facilitate and strengthen dialogue and communication between societies in Southeast Asia, with their multiple cultures and faiths, as well as with peoples in other parts of the world, to promote understanding and trust. The events aim at building bridges with the local universities and other institutions in Southeast Asia to establish long-term relationships with Nobel laureates in all fields, which may result in common research programs and other forms of collaboration. By enhancing science, technology and education as a basis for peace and development, the events may lead to better cooperation for the advancement of peace, freedom and security in the region, with the active involvement of the young generation, ASEAN's key to the future. This is why Bridges is not designed as a one-time event, but as a continuing process of synergies, to make the series of events a sustainable success for Thailand, the Philippines, Cambodia, and Southeast Asia as a whole. We are very grateful to Chiang Mai University, as well as to our other partners and sponsors who have enabled us to make the idea of Bridges a reality. And I would like to say thank you to everyone present here today for taking part in this program. May it help us to facilitate a new culture of peace through dialogue, transcending its definition as merely the absence of war or armed conflict, into a new understanding of what the basis for peace can be: education. In this spirit, we welcome today Professor David Ross, the 2004 Nobel Laureate for Physics, who again has agreed to come to Thailand to support the events. And we all look forward to his keynote speech and to his important contribution to build bridges. A warm welcome, Professor David Ross.
As you may know, this afternoon's speaker, Professor David J. Ross, received the Nobel Prize for Physics in 2004 for his great discovery on the force that binds particle inside an atomic nucleus. This phenomenon leads to a whole new physical theory and enables scientists to complete the standard model of particle physics, which describes the fundamental particles in nature and how they interact with one another. A formal introduction of Professor Prof's lifetime achievement and his great discovery on this phenomenon will be addressed by Professor Emeritus Thiraphantvirai Thong, the Director of Thailand Center of Excellence in Physics. All please welcome Professor Emeritus Thiraphantvirai Thong.
สวัสดีปีใหม่ครับท่าน Happy New Year everybody I say again สวัสดีปีใหม่ครับทุกท่าน and Happy New Year everybody look serious it is beautiful Monday in Chiang Mai and today I have great pleasure in introducing to you one of the most admired and brilliant physicists of our time. And Professor Ross, he was born in Washington, D.C. on February 19, the year 1941, right in the middle of the Second World War. When he was about 12 years old, he went with his parents to live in Jerusalem, Israel, the newly founded state of Israel. And he went to school there. And as early as 13 years old, Professor Ross was attracted to physics and mathematics and determined to become a theoretical physicist, I believe. At the time, he said that he had no idea what that meant. I believe nowadays many of us don't know what a theoretical physicist is doing either. He will tell us today what theoretical physics is all about. Well, he received his BSc in physics and mathematics from Hebrew University in Jerusalem, and went to do his PhD at the University of California, Berkeley, in the 60s. So he was one of the 60s generation. So you can, everybody who interested in the life in the 60s could ask him later on. He received his PhD there in 1966, and then went on to do his postdoctoral work at Harvard University. Here, he was nominated to the Harvard Society of Fellows, which is an institute that gives a sort of appoints a fellow each year, with only one condition, that once a week you have to dine with the senior fellow. So here at Harvard,